Feels like playoff season for sure now. Steele and Vance in the Vancouver CHEK studios, and what a game.
How many people have texted you or tweeted you and said, have you guys got a bet going with Linda and Jody? I was like, here's the thing, is that I don't wish the Canucks ill will.
No.
Even though I'm cheering for the Oilers. I want them to do well. I wish they were not playing each other.
Same.
So
until
there's no
later.
There's no like bet we could have that would make me feel embarrassed later to wear an Oilers jersey. I have a couple, not Oilers, like a Canucks t-shirt. I have a couple.
Yeah.
So
you've always said, I'm an Oilers fan. First, but I love the Canucks, and you've tried to embrace the team. Born and raised Vancouverite, even when I lived in Ontario, I was you working for MLSE. Yeah. Doing the pre and post game show for the Leafs, and I would tell everybody, even on the air, I'm a born and raised Canuck fan, and I'm going to stick with my team. You gotta love your team, right?
Right.
Gotta love your team.
And it's all in the spirit of having a good time. And so far, the series looks like it's taking off, and it's fast, and it's going to be exciting.
Here's your hook. You have to watch later in the show. We're going to get into it deeper, right?
But we should say, first of all, there is a hockey bet between the premiers.
That's right.
Of Alberta and BC. It's not particularly creative.
No.
One of them has to wear the other person's jersey, but whatever.
Okay.
You know, they can't say, oh, we'll send you a case of BC wine. You're not supposed to say stuff like that, I guess. I don't know. But there's going to be viewing parties.
There's going to be viewing parties, not in the downtown court, not surprisingly.
Smart.
Right? So the mayor, Ken Sim, has announced that there will be viewing parties in parks outside of the downtown court. Of course, there's the viewing parties within Rogers Arena on the away games. You can buy tickets for those now.
Which are packed.
Packed.
Yeah.
I love it. And then in round 3, if the Canucks advance to round 3, let's go Canucks, there will be a viewing party that's bigger at the P&E grounds. Not indoors at the Forum, but outside. You'll be able to responsibly consume a beverage, family friendly, yada yada.
So is that going to happen? Let's look at the Cup odds. I mean, I didn't make this up. This came from the NHL. They're saying Florida is probably going to win. And look at the Canucks are at the bottom.
This is why they play the games, people.
I think this is good for the Canucks to be underestimated.
Totally.
Right? To be the underdog.
Totally.
So let's just have fun.
It's going to be great.
Let's be nice. Let's not chirp in a nasty way to people.
Deal.
Okay. There we go. All right. It'll be fun.
It will be fun. Hey, go Canucks, go. Okay, we got a lot going on in the show, including talking about the underbelly of hockey.
Oh, yeah. I mean, first of all, we are going to give away...
shoot, yes.
We don't want to zip right over this because we do have a gift card to give away. Sorry. I'm the one who usually jumps over it.
Viewing party. Thank you, Linda. You got to keep me on the rails here. I'm all excited about hockey.
Viewing
Viewing party at czechmedia.ca, brought to you by the BC RFA. This week, you can win a $100 gift card to Earl's.
So that'll be fun, and we got lots of fun photos. But to your point, we do also have a conversation on the show today about the not so happy side of hockey, and that's the discrimination and the racism, which is still embedded. Did you know less than 6% of NHL players identify as BIPOC? And that's partially why things don't change very quickly. So there's going to be a symposium tomorrow at the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto. And one of the guest speakers is former Buffalo coach and player Ted Nolan. And he has a heck of a story to tell. And right through being a little boy playing hockey, right up to coaching, faced racism.
And the rug being pulled out from under him and not having a sniff. You got to stick around. It's coming up in the next segment. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We're also going to talk about these severed feet that have washed ashore in and around the Gulf Islands, and how a thriller was written, a mystery was written about it in 2001 before the first foot even showed up. It's a Netflix thing that is taking off now.
Yeah.
We have an author coming on.
Well, and he's from Vancouver. He used to be a big trial lawyer. Now he's a prolific author and also Netflix star now.
It's The Unexplained Files of the Unexplained. 500 million people have watched this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is crazy. Hey, you know what time it is? It's time for headlines. Yes, it is. So much to get to.
Okay, remember, so London Drugs is back in operation finally across Western Canada after a week, which is crazy, a cyber attack. And now the BC government said, we would like to let you know that we are also facing some cybersecurity problems. We don't know enough about it yet.
A week ago, government employees were told to change their passwords. So what
we
was
don't
at
know,
risk?
is any of your information compromised? We don't know yet, but this is going to be the story going forward, and especially with AI.
You know what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is not your best password. Okay?
Right.
Okay?
Exactly. Or
change
password,
it up. And don't have everything
name.
be the same one.
Yeah.
You know, all of those security pieces that we got to do. What are you going to do with your $110 rebate? Oh, wait,
well,
you don't
I don't
drive.
have a car, so I'm not going to get anything.
I'll take you out for lunch.
Guess what? There's an election coming, and so ICBC, everyone's going to get a rebate that'll start coming, I believe, in July.
Yeah.
And rates are going to be frozen, premiums until March of 26. The last hike at ICBC rates was 2019.
Yeah.
So the EB government is going, we've got that dumpster fire under control. And the opposition is going, election, you're buying votes. And both of those things are true.
Both of those things are absolutely true.
Right?
But, I mean, what $110 buys you now? Barely half a bag
but
of groceries.
add it to your BC Hydro thing, and that's another
I
$100.
know.
Yeah,
Hey,
know.
there's some good news federally on Decrim, because we talked about this last week and the week before, and probably every week since doing this show. But the federal government is now saying, okay, we're going to recriminalize public illicit drug use.
And again, the EB government is just being attacked like crazy by the activists and the drug users saying, people are going to die now. How dare you do this? You can't win on this one. But this is going to be a little bit of a change so that you can't be smoking your meth in a Tim Hortons or on the bus, you know. So that's just common sense.
And yet reiterating though, personal use for those who might be using because they have the addiction and their family doesn't even know they're using. That construction worker that Premier Eby was talking about, if you call for help, you're not going to be arrested. It's not going to be taken from you. So that part of it is still decriminalized. It's just the, like you were saying, walking into a building and a bunch of people smoking meth in front of you. That is going to be a move along situation. Yeah.
The other thing that was notable is they made arrests in the slaying, the assassination of the Sikh activist Hardeep Singh Nijjar in Surrey. 3 men in Edmonton. They were here from India on student visas. One of them got his visa in a matter of days and just shows up here. I believe there was also a child killed in Edmonton. There's a couple of cases that are linked.
This is scary. This is very scary. We'll keep you posted on what we learn about that. We also, speaking of upheaval, politically speaking, the mayor of Delta ousted at Metro.
There's a lot of problems in municipal politics right now. His own council shoved him out as being the chair of Metro Vancouver. They're saying he was kind of ruled like an emperor, and there's a lot we don't know about it. But Kamloops, they want to get rid of their mayor too.
That is like a soap opera. Watching that slow-moving train wreck that is politics in Kamloops.
And again, this is a mayor who allegedly is kind of going rogue, doing whatever he wants, spending money, not playing nice with others, to the point where the province had to install Henry Braun, the former Abbotsford mayor, as an oversight monitor to see what the heck is going on in there. Then isn't it Harrison Hot Springs is also a big mess there too?
There are so many messy...
Surrey is problematic. There's all kinds of
This should have been What the Hell is Wrong with People. The headlines are actually What the Hell is Wrong with People. Let's talk about the Bank of Mom and Dad. We've discussed this many times as well.
Not a surprise, but BC leads the country when it comes to parents lending their children money to get into the housing market or co-owning with them. And get this, about 20% of, just generally speaking, adult children are getting money from the parents. But if you're an immigrant family, 80% of you are getting your parents or buying in or giving you money.
Living with. Living with. Are we all going to be living with Canada Post? There's your segue.
Know.
Canada Post going broke.
Look at that, almost $1 billion tax loss. They just said their parcel service, the demand for it has plummeted. I think it was 60-something%, is now down to 20-something.
They did very well during the pandemic, though. Right?
Sure,
but they didn't change the business model to update, and Amazon makes their own deliveries now. So does this go private? What happens?
The other thing that I've just been popcorn is the whole Stormy Danials testifying thing with Trump.
She's
smart. It's just salacious, right?
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's just crazy. Trump going, I don't know her. I never had sex with her. Know nothing about it. Lie, 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 lie. At least that's my opinion. But all the pundits and lawyers and people sitting in on the thing are saying, well, I don't know that too many people believe it didn't happen.
No.
It's can they prove that there is... that he did
that
something
it's connected,
illegal.
that he actually did. It's juicy to watch. Like you said, you got the popcorn out. We got to give some props to a former guest of ours.
Yes.
We've talked about him before, John Valiant.
Valiant. Oh my gosh, his book Fire Weather, we had him on talking about the bad fire season in BC. He's one of 2 finalists for a Pulitzer Prize. That's huge.
I love that.
Exactly.
Speaking of books, later on in the show, we will have the book that hooked Netflix, Files of the Unexplained, The Salish Sea and the Floating Feet. Michael Slade is here.
And the dark side of pro hockey, former NHL coach Ted Nolan endured racism right throughout his career. Now he's dedicated his life to making sure hockey is a safer place for the next generation. Ted Nolan joins us next.
It is must-see. Hey, viewing party, this is so cool. Carol at Woodgrove Manor in Nanaimo, you watch us every week. Hi.
Hi, Carol. Bernie and Lori and Whistler.
There they
hello
are.
to you both.
Mike and Glenna from Maple Ridge, hello.
And Trip. What is this? Trip.
His name is Trip.
Trip. Hi, Trip.
Didn't send us the location.
There you go, but he's got a cool name.
You should send us where you're watching from, a picture of you watching us to viewingparty@chekmedia.ca. We're back in a moment.